Welcome back, everybody, to the second grand finals matchup of the night. You just saw your first champions of Season 6 crowned in the Spitfires there, the Novice League. We're going to be heading into the Prospect League now. Before we get into that, though, I'm joined by the one, the only, your favorite pizza topping, Magic Pepperoni. How's it going?
It's going great. That was a hell of a series to start off the grand finals Saturday, and I'm expecting this one to be on the same level. Keep up the par with the action we just saw because these two teams are so even, and I just cannot wait to get into it.
Yeah, we have a fated matchup here as Origin and Velocity meet once again in the grand finals. Last time was season 4. And we are a little bit behind schedule thanks to some great games between the novices, that 7-minute overtime. So we're going to get into this one. But before we do, Magic, who do you have to take this one home?
Ooh, I think Velocity's gonna start off really hot and probably take the first couple games, and it's gonna be an Origin to bounce back. But I think it's gonna be an Oinko diff. I'm taking Velocity 4-3.
Velocity 4-3. You heard it here first. We'll see if that does happen. We might just get another Game 7 on our hands. But before then, we've got to see how these opening seconds will unfold. These first games are so crucial, especially in the grand finals where it can be the difference maker. The team that gets momentum, the team that's first to strike, is a huge advantage. Cottony trying to take this one down, cleared out by Parallax. Gonna have a little bit of space here on the side of the field. Just kind of gets a hit middle. Not much able to be taken from it. But JT will be right back. That one's on target. Oinko barely gets back in time. And so far, we'll avoid getting scored on. But the Origin pressure is coming through. That one's going to be centered. A little bit of a bump on the defense from Velocity there, but they're turning it into a counterattack of their own.
Oh,
Vengeful just off the post, and we almost saw ridiculous plays already coming out of Velocity. The saves, and they are looking like they really want this one, Magic, but so far haven't been able to score.
yeah, and Origin better get comfortable in the back of their net because they're going to spend a lot of this first game there. Because Velocity, they always come out swinging, and you can see the firepower they bring with this roster. I don't even think this is their official starting roster for most of the season, but they got Oinko in there, and Oinko, he is goated, so I'm sure it'll be no problem. But you can see already, Origin started off early with the pressure, but it's completely flip sides as Velocity is sure to come on top in these first couple minutes.
And we saw it in the semifinals as well. Oinko, even though he wasn't a part of the main roster, he really stepped up to help Velocity get this far into the grand finals, and we expect him to be stepping up as well. But the other key players, we also know Wenzel, almost saw him scoring a banger off the bat there from Velocity, and these are some dangerous players. Origin is going to have to be very careful when they are stuck in their half like this. Wenzel coming through with a shot. Parallax has to jump to block it. We'll get it out for now. Origin trying to find a little bit of pressure of their own. They've been taking the full force of Velocity's offense so far. They want to get some shots of their own as Lightning setting this one up to himself. Can't quite find the read. He's going to opt to go for the double touch. Gets another one. It's a little bit too slow to make anything happen. Now Origin will try to get it center, but no one there for the shot. Ball sent away once again. Parallax off the side. Thinks about popping it middle, but decides not to pull the trigger. Now Velocity will get another chance. That one's going to be awkward for Origin to deal with. Parallax sends it middle, and Wenzel just barely off the post. That was surely a huge opportunity for them to score, but still Velocity not able to find anything.
Yeah, and right now the shot on target from Lightning, as he has been in this situation before. He's taken down Velocity in the finals before, and he's going to strike first.
And Lightning, we haven't had the chance to talk about the Origin players that much so far, but we know that Lightning is a beast, and he came through there, not the most powerful shot, but it was right behind the defender in a perfect spot where he couldn't really get to it. And we know this is a man not to be reckoned with. What are some of the other players from this Origin roster you're going to be looking to help improve their chances of winning here?
I think that the league MVP for prospect in JT, he's by far, in my opinion, the front runner for this team. He is always the guy making things get rolling for them. And if he's flat, they always look flat as a team. But when he's popping off, they just seem to rattle around him and get everything rolling as a team. And they really are just a three-man unit whenever they're popping off. And you're gonna see a lot of parallax moments, a lot of weird goals. But he plays his part. and Lightning is just a rock on defense. But yeah, as I've said before, Lightning, he's been in the situation. He already took down Velocity just 2 seasons ago, and they want their revenge for sure.
They absolutely will. Origin trying to prove that history repeats itself, and it repeats itself in the same fashion. So far, they are off to a good start here. Up 1 goal with a minute remaining, but Velocity had plenty of opportunities so far. Might have a couple more before the game is done. Oinko gonna try to bring this one to the corner. Wenzel there as well. A little bit of awkwardness. The ball gets cleared, but Wenzel will send it right back in. Trying to get one more touch, but won't be centered this time. So this one's awkward. Parallax doesn't get the best touch. Lightning has to jump. That ball's off the backboard. Wenzel might have a shot opportunity, and it will go in. Velocity ties it up with just under a minute remaining.
And the pressure does seem to add up a lot here. That was the first time Origin really showed cracks in their armor. Parallax, he was right there. Just barely can't find the touch. And Wenzel, he's not going to miss that shot. With all the nerves and all the pressure on his back, he is still clutch, and he's going to tie this game up.
And that's so important, so crucial. He's able to hit that shot. Unfortunately, Lightning won't be able to touch this one. Might be an opportunity. No Velocity players ready to pounce on that yet, though. Wenzel taking it through, gets it past all the defenders, but won't be on target. Lightning trying to send this one clear, and does get a nice clear. Now Parallax might have a shot. Opts for the pass middle. JT tries to get that touch. Ball will be sent at the Velocity backboard once again. 2 players commit. It's going to be sent middle, but no one there for the shot. Lightning trying to do it all himself. Parallax with the follow-up. He won't quite be able to get it. Now here comes JT looking for the double touch off the ceiling with the flip reset. Almost gets an insane highlight reel play. And we are seeing Titans battle it out in the final seconds. Velocity trying to push through. They won't be able to win it in regulation. One of these teams will be taking it in overtime as we head in here. And already, what a series we have on our hands here, Magic.
Yeah, this is opening up just as I expected it to be. It is neck and neck. Both these teams, they're having their opportunities. Wenzel opened up with a sick double-tapped attempt, and JT tried to do one better with the reset as that one's almost on target, and that one might be another opportunity, but they do fumble the bag right there, and Origin will get out alive for the first little bit, but that's straight down into the net as Wenzel is going to get his second one and give Velocity the Game 1 victory.
And you really feel like Origin should have conceded on that previous play. Oinko had the whole net to shoot at, but couldn't get on target. Instead, it'll be a 50 that is just too unpredictable for the Origin roster to read. And Velocity will start out with the momentum. They'll start out with that first game win. A little bit unconventional, but now they are the ones poised to go ahead in the series.
Yeah, and 14 shots on target for Velocity. That's kind of how they play. They're not going to stop with the pressure. It is unrelenting. And Origin, they've handled it pretty well. They got out alive with a few situations they probably should have got scored on, but the defense, they stood tall. But I mean, that shows right there that it takes a weird pinch off ceiling to get a second goal on this defense from Origin. It's going to be a long series ahead of us, merely.
Absolutely. And I do hope we have a long series for us. Now Origin on the back foot already, but we do know that this is a team here, Magic, who knows how to battle down from adversity. We saw it in the semifinals as they barely managed to squeeze out a win there, coming back from 3-1, I believe. And we might see it again here still. If Velocity can expand on their lead, going to make things that much more difficult for Origin.
Yeah, definitely my prediction for this series is Velocity's going to start off early. And Origin, they always take a little while to get rolling, but once they do, they're such a solid team. But they do seem to fight with nerves a little more than you probably expect a one seed to do so with, as you can see the pressure's already going to start off on the Origin defense.
And already they are backed into their half. Cottney looking to get this one middle. The pass is there. Wenzel there for the shot, but Lightning, as always, stalwart on defense. And now Origin struggling a little bit to get the ball out of their half. They have to rush back to the net. Once again, these clears are so important for them to get. Can't allow Velocity this extended pressure. But Oinko will be keeping it in. No follow-up there this time, but Cottney will rush in. Parallax tries to get a touch center, but it's really just a pass to Oinko, who tries to shoot. Or hits it off to the side. Won't be able to make anything out of it. Still, this ball is just kind of lingering in the Origin half. They haven't been able to get out of their zone the entire time. That's a huge touch from the Velocity player, though, actually. to give Origin their first look at the other half of the field, not just backed in their corner. And they will try to make something happen as Parallax gets this one off the side. Oinko back, but JT will cut it off. And a huge demo from Parallax. Net was partially open, but Cottney does very well. Keep this one out of the clutches of Origin and even turn it into an opportunity for his own team. Wenzel so fast to that ball, but barely blocked out. And it really seems like Origin are struggling here, Magic, to deal with the pressure as Origin had an open net to shoot at, but can't make the shot happen. And they need to be more careful. They need to take a little bit more time, make sure they don't miss those opportunities.
Yeah, and early on in that Faded series, we saw a lot of double commits, not just on defense, but on offense for Origin. But if they're not going to be on offense at all, they don't even have the opportunity to go for double commits. But they do seem to have a little more pressure than they had in that last game. I mean, that one goal that Origin was able to get was from, I think Cottney went for a demo, and it just threw off the rotation, and they were able to capitalize. So that's going to be Origin's game plan, is notice these flaws that Velocity is committing and really take advantage of them and keep the series from getting out of hand, because early on, the pressure, it is always on the defensive Origin, but they're handling it very nicely right now.
They absolutely are, and those demos are going to be so important as another shot comes through for Velocity. Already, there's already been 8 shots for Velocity in the first half of the game and 0 for Origin,
Oh
but the
gosh.
first one goes in, and I don't know how they do it, but they gain an advantage with a ridiculous shot total against them.
This is the most Origin goal you will ever see. They just get off a defense and out of nowhere they score. After probably 15 seconds on the Velocity side of the field, they're already in the back of the net. I mean, their defense is so solid. I know Lightning God is probably the best defensive player in all of Prospect, and he has been for a while. And his team, they're doing the same thing. They're kind of just feeling what he's doing and just filling in the gaps. And it's such a hard defense to get through. And they were, so, oh my gosh, this Parallax with the redirect off the pass from JT to give a 2-0 lead.
And we know their defense is ridiculous, but look at that
Oh my
offense.
gosh.
The pass downfield, sniping Parallax, who in turn snipes the top shelf, and that is the kind of prime shooting. That is the reason Origin is this #1 seed and has made it to the grand finals. Ridiculous play coming out from these two. We know they have tons of chemistry, a lot of playtime together, and it is showing up in the most crucial series of the season. Now a 2-goal lead for Origin. Can they hold on to it for another 2 minutes? JT trying to get this one center. Might be another shot opportunity. Instead, it'll be 50 away, and it will be Velocity on the counter attack. The demo attempt coming through, but Cottney can't quite make the touch. Now Oinko will be forced to hit this ball away to the corner. You can see there Parallax hunting for demos on the other side of the field, but Wenzel on the counter attack tries to get it center. Won't quite be able to make it happen, and Lightning God on the 1v1 can't find the flick. Dangerous position for Cottney, but good patience is rewarded there. Velocity stopping the bleeding for now. They need to find something if they want a way back into this game, and this just might be it. The double commit, though, coming out from Velocity, and that's not going to net them too many good opportunities. The ball is sent middle once again. Parallax looking to send the ball over. No teammate there for the follow-up, but a miss from Oinko, and now there might be another one. Ball sent middle once again, and it looks like in the latter half of this game, Magic, Origin has kind of neutralized this Velocity offense. They're not really getting many clear shots at the net anymore, and they're being forced in their half much more often.
Yeah, whenever Velocity's on defense, they're just getting boost starved. So they finally do get a good clear, and then they just have no boost to capitalize on. That's another example right there is both players commit for the ball, but neither have enough boost to beat out the goalie. And it's just an easy clear as JT is going to block out his own teammate's shot. I don't think it's going to matter too much if the defense can hold on here for Origin. As these early games, if you can see Origin take a couple of these early games in the series, you got to be sweating if you're Velocity.
Yeah, now Origin will tie up the series surely at 1-1, and they won't even really have to battle back for much adversity just yet. A phenomenal game 2 from them, and really Velocity kind of has to go back to the drawing board, because even though they had a very high shot total, just absolutely blowing Origin out of the water in that department, they had 12 shots to wait, no, I can't read. That's 9 shots.
9, yeah.
9 shots to Origin's 3. 3 times as many shots, but 0 goals to show for it. And Origin, on the other hand, was 66% shooting accuracy. I mean, what does Velocity have to do here to try and make this series more manageable?
I mean, the difference is if you look at the saves, Origin has three, or excuse me, five. Velocity have one. So Velocity, they have to, I don't know, find some demos or something on these goalies and stop just putting shots on target that don't mean anything. Because right now, Origin's just sitting back and playing their game, and that cannot happen if Velocity wants to win this series. And you can see that was a perfect example of whenever Velocity is just getting shots on target. If Origin can stay strong, they are going to get goals on their counterattack opportunities. And I've been saying it all season long, especially in the postseason. Origin is a late series team. So for them to take an early game like that, that is terrifying for Velocity. And the change has to come now, and they have to take the series lead back in this game.
They really don't want to be the team to go down 2-1 or even 3-1 especially. That would be a nightmare for Velocity when facing Origin, a team that really has never been known to crumble underneath pressure. And they want to avoid getting to that point, but all starts with this game 3. Who will take the next advantage? The ball once again sitting in Origin's half. JT on the backboard won't be able to make the read actually, allowing Cottney to come through, but the follow-up not there. Oinko side flipping. The ball will be hit up high, but Velocity not able to make anything happen. Once again, a huge miss from Cottney. Wenzel forced to use all of his boost to jump for that one. Get the ball downfield. And Origin trying to get this ball out of their half once again. Recurring theme. Parallax looking for the pass perhaps, but no follow-up there. That ball faked out by two players in the midfield. Oinko now trying to get this one downfield. Parallax sending it high over the backboard, not too threatening. Velocity playing their cards correctly in this position, but they're still not really able to get on much offense so far. I think at this point in the last game, Magic already had like 5 shots. So far, it seems like they're playing a little bit more reserved than in the previous games.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's no shots for anybody, so it's not even like either team's just, pounding the back of the net and it just not being Velocity this time around. Origin, they're being held they're being kept in check right now, and the ball is just hanging around the midfield as, with a minute and a half to go. Seeing no shots, no saves, no anything is very rare. So it just shows the midfield presence of both these teams is just holding their own, and it's just back and forth ping pong. Neither team wanting to be caught on defense, but it does seem like Origin's getting a lot more pressure as the open net from JT, and that's an easy goal, and Origin strikes first once again.
And finally, the defensive Velocity does crumble. Cottney with the backflip on the read, and JT will have an open net that he is not going to miss any day of the week. You really have to feel like these defensive style games are going to favor Origin with their ridiculously insane defense, as they just remain calm and wait for Velocity to make a mistake. Does Velocity have to try and introduce some more chaos into this matchup, or do they just need to continue playing safe?
So far what I've seen, they need to attack the backboard, because the one time they did it in this game, I think it was a backflip by the attempted shooter, and there was nobody on Origin as Parallax had a chance there. But yeah, I think it's got to be attack the backboard and make Origin adjust their defense. You can't just let them keep 2 people in net and roll the ball at them on the ground. You have to attack the air, and that's where Wenzel's going to strike. Wenzel, probably the best person in this entire lobby at reading backwards, so give him the opportunity, and I think that's how Velocity's going to strike and get some goals, because they've been held scoreless since that game 1.
It's hard to disagree, and we really just haven't seen any opportunities in this game 3 for Velocity to make those shots happen. They'll get their first shot here, and the 50 will come through. No. This is going to be awkward, and Wenzel will come through, cleaning it up. And finally, Velocity, not their typical plays that they get, but they do find one on the board.
Oinko is just too huge to lose a 50 in front of the net right there, and that's the stuff we need to see. They didn't attack the backboard. It kind of hit off the post, so I guess, or off the crossbar, so I guess it kind of was what I asked for, and it does kind of keep Origin in a really awkward situation. You can't let them sit in net and play their game. Get them really awkward and out of their comfort zone, and a lot of that's going to happen. The Velocity is going to find success in this game 3.
Yeah, and a lot of that does need to occur if we want to see this Velocity team bring it through, as Oinko finding the demo on the player who is stuck in their half. The rotation back will be smooth for him. And Wenzel now getting it past one. Lightning with a 50, but he has to make another touch. Does well to get this one downfield. And Velocity on the back foot once again. This one sent up. Oinko looking for the touch. Gets it out. Lightning a little bit awkward. That one's going to bounce middle. Wenzel with the opportunity, but the shot isn't even on target. Even going for maybe a
Oh my
backboard play there, but
gosh.
Cotney with the full send challenge. No cares in the world, comes through and dunks out the defender.
That is the most monkey challenge I've ever seen, and it gets them a goal with just over a minute to play. Lightning, he's probably not happy about that one. That's a routine clear, and he comes out of nowhere and dunks the life out of him. I mean, whatever it takes to get goals on this Origin defense, I guess, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the most routine clears, but that also makes it one of the easiest to read. Easiest to read reads. uh, that's a tongue twister, my goodness.
Yep.
As Lightning, the trajectory of that ball was pretty apparent. Obviously apparent for Cotney as he came out of nowhere, sent that one through. Now Velocity up 2-1 with a minute to go, looking to build on that lead. Ball's off target once again. JT trying to find a clear here. Lightning getting it through. Parallax gets bumped, but oh my goodness, what a 50 to the backboard of Velocity. Cotney forced to make an awkward touch. Now JT trying to stop this one in the midfield. Continuing on, looking for the 50, but won't be able to push it through. Now just 30 seconds remaining for Origin to try and make it something happen. That one will be off the backboard. Should net them at least one opportunity. JT coming through. Wenzel awkward. That one was on target, but just cleared away. And a nice save from Cotney. MVP for this game, at least, with that dunk and the save. But that one's coming through.
No!
The shot follow-up. JT can't hit the open net. And Origin... Now it looks like they will not be able to take this game. They would need a miracle. They just might be able to pull one off. The Lightning with the soft touch, and JT has to try to clear it up. But that one will touch the ground, and Origin, you really feel like they should have been sending that one to overtime. Just in the last few seconds, aren't able to clutch up.
That's one of the few moments you'll ever see JT falter under pressure. He knew that net was all to himself, and he just couldn't line it up. I mean, maybe it's time to sub in 3D for JT. That might be the only play here for Origin. No, I'm kidding, but honestly, what I saw from that game from Velocity was a lot more well thought out possessions. They weren't just on offense the whole game, but when they were, they changed up the way they attacked the defense, and it worked out. I mean, if it takes Cotney monkeying every single time Lightning's going for a clear, so be it. That's how you get wins, and go for it. But that is a really crucial win for Velocity, as it does kind of keep Origin where they like to be, but they're not, up 2-1 and like, wait, we can just win these, we can beat these guys now.
Yeah, Origin now, they're in kind of a familiar position that, like we've already talked about, they're used to battling back. Now they're down 1-2. They surely would like to avoid going down 1-3 and having to do it all over again. But you never know where we're going to find ourselves. And I have to agree that Velocity played a much more smart, much more reserved game. They kind of realized that going for shot after shot against this Origin defense, it's not going to be easy to break through them when their defense is as good as it is. And they realize that they have to play their cards a little bit better, and definitely an improvement on that second game, or in that third game, excuse me, with that dunk being the critical outlier, that one Velocity of the game. But now they have to try to do it again, and Origin has not been giving up goals easily. We end to game 4 here. See if the series will be tied up once again, or maybe we will see a 3-1 lead, but JT won't have anything to say about that. Just barely misses. But honestly, that probably worked out better as Parallax was able to put it in easily.
Yeah, and Velocity really has to stop giving these early goals. That was a horrible bounce if you're Wenzel. It just goes completely away from anything he can do about it. I mean, Parallax, he's where he has to be to get a free goal. And a lot of these goals from Origin are free goals, just better rotations and knocking in the open net. So be it a couple of been off backflips from Velocity players, but that was just a hard-earned goal. And Origin, they keep striking first. They need to close this game out.
And they definitely have the defense to achieve it. They might have the offense as Parallax coming through the shot, top right placement, but will be saved away by Cotney. And Origin seems to only be getting more aggressive as the series continues. JT sending another soft one to net, but it's going to be sent right back. Lightning with a nice clear to the corner. And Parallax forced to make a reactive save. That one's going to go center. No one there for the follow-up, though, and Lightning's able to easily swat it away. The ball will be in Velocity's half once again. JT sending this one off. The corner read not able to be made. And still, Velocity stuck in their half. They don't have much boost. They don't have any pressure really on this Origin defense so far. And, you know, is this their game plan? Is this what they want necessarily, to kind of just wait for their opportunities, wait for Origin to make mistakes? Or are they
Yeah.
just feeling a little bit underconfident here?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe the game plan is just to let Origin play their offense because they know that's not Origin's strong suit. They're a defensive team, so I mean, if you're going to be on Origin's defensive side, not much is going to happen. So maybe you kind of just sit back and wait for Origin to make one of their, I wouldn't say, patented offensive double commits, but they do seem to have a few of them. So maybe that's what they're waiting on. But if the comms can stay clean for Origin and it's one person per one ball, I don't think that's ever going to happen. And I think Origin might just end up winning this game 1-0 or maybe 2-0. So, but that might be the play for Velocity. We'll see if it works out.
And so far, you know, it did work out in the last game. They were able to squeeze through 2 goals. On this one, haven't really found much at all on the offensive end of things. They are sitting at 2 shots, but compared to their last 9-shot games, definitely a huge change in play style. So Origin has been able to hold on to this 1-goal lead for a couple minutes now. One will be sent over though. Lightning not able to make the touch. JT gonna play this one patiently, take it up the side. Looking for a solo play of his own perhaps, opting for the air dribble. Tries to get a pinch center, but it won't quite break through the defense. Wenzel patient with the flick and a bump on a defender there. Now Wenzel in a 1v1 tries to get it past, but it'll be sent clear. Lightning once again has a bit of an open net to shoot at. Gonna get it through. He barely makes the save, and he was back just in time for that one.
Parallax was just trying to harass him in the net, but he barely gets out in front of that shot because that's kind of how Origin's playing. Whenever Velocity overcommits, they're just scoring on the other side. So good job by Cotney to keep that from happening.
And that time they will avoid conceding. This Origin offense is ramping up. They're finding ways to break through, and there's another one, but no follow-up was prepared for that to go center. And now Origin was a little bit overcommittal. This one as Parallax coming through, looking for the double touch, won't be able to find it. The ball sent clear. And the ball will be sent over this Origin half once again. Lightning trying to send that off. Won't make it happen. Oinko looking for this shot, can't break through. Parallax getting a huge 50. That one just might be on target. Wenzel has to rush back, gets a clutch pinch off of his own post, keeping Velocity's hopes alive in this game. But now under a minute remaining, and Velocity still not able to find anything. I mean, they haven't even really had many opportunities to shoot the ball at the net here, Magic.
Yeah, and whenever they do finally get on the defensive half of Origin's so quick on these counterattacks that it just seems like it's instant danger. On the other side of the field is Wenzel having to make another save, but the whip does come out, and this is a 1v1. This is what Wenzel wants to be. The flick over the corner, but what a save by Parallax to keep it at a 1-goal lead for Origin. And if stuff like that's going to happen, where these saves keep coming through, I don't know how Velocity is going to tie this game up before time runs out.
And Parallax, he really is the swing player for this Origin roster. At times, he looks like the best player on the pitch. Sometimes he does make critical errors, but he's there when Origin needs him most. And this time, it was just enough. Now 11 seconds left. Origin looking to hang on, but Wenzel with the shot. The defense remains calm, clears that one away. Now all Lightning needs is this clear, dunked out by Oinko. Setting the ball down is JT, and Origin ties up the series once again. They're keeping this close. And like you said, Origin, you know, they're a late series team. And we're just barely entering the middle point, maybe a little bit towards the later games, but so far they are keeping this very close.
Yeah, Velocity, they came out guns blazing. They were just destroying the net of Origin. I think it was, what, like 11 shots in that first game or something crazy. And these last couple games, they are not even trying to go for shots, and maybe that's the right call. What's the point of just throwing shots at Origin's defense when you know they're going to save it every single time? I mean, Parallax proved that point with that last save with about 15 seconds left. It's got to be passing plays, and we haven't seen a single attempt by Velocity. We know they're capable of it. They're all, I think, Challenger MMR players heading next season. So they have to figure out another way to get to the back of the net of Origin, because right now what they're doing is just not working.
I'd have to agree. I mean, they keep going for these high balls, and they're setting up passes by way of just kind of hitting the ball over an Origin net. where it lingers in the high depths, but they're not really finding each other in crucial ways. And if they can start to get some of these pass plays, especially utilize players like Wenzel's shooting, you can just get the ball to him in a good position where he can take a shot. Game is going to go much smoother for your team. Off the bat, Wenzel will get a shot, but not too threatening, as Origin's able to easily deal with it.
Uh-oh.
Now JT has a bit of an open net. He will score this one, and there's a shooting from JT that we expect. Origin already going up once again.
Yeah, a beautiful read off the backboard from JT, and he's just dusting everybody in the lobby as two players in the exact same spot, and it just causes confusion as it just pops out to the midfield off a mistouch. And JT's like, okay, I guess I'm just going to score this while I'm at it. And he goes coast to coast. It does everything for this Origin squad. He's been doing it all season, and he's doing it on the biggest stage.
And the exact same spot is not an over-exaggeration at all for those two players on Velocity. They kind of tripped each other up, were bumping each other, and that's why they couldn't get back into the play. Unfortunate, but those are errors you can't afford to make. The stakes this high as this one's going to come through. Cottney can't get the accuracy. Now another counterattack.
What
Lightning
a
finding the
shot.
shot, and that one's going to go perfectly placed in the bottom left.
I'm pretty sure Lightning is the most unaffected by championship nerves of any player I've ever seen. He's been in this situation, and even last time around, I think it was pretty similar, where he did his job and took care of business, and right now, he is leading the charge. He's scoring goals, and that's not the Lightning God way from last season as my teammate. He was the defensive rock, and he has changed, and he's become an offensive firepower, and he is just keeping his team with leads every single time Velocity looks like they're about to fight back. It's just a goal from Lightning.
Yeah, you know, he's been in this position before. He knows what he needs to do. He knows his game plan, and he is playing it, and nothing will stop him from doing that. I mean, I've watched Lightning play a lot of games, and especially this season, I think this is the best version of Lightning that I've seen in a long time. Scary force to be reckoned with. And even worse than that, if you're playing on the other team, you have to watch a man using a clown car hitting cucks pinches onto your net. That just gotta be so mentally deteriorating. As he comes through and might get another one off the 50. Can't quite find it that time, but still the presence and the pressure from Origin is ramping up. They're playing so well right now as Lightning looks to take another shot. That one's gonna go off the backboard. Cottney gets the clear. Velocity, you know, on the other end of things, they've been playing well as well throughout this entire playoffs. Maybe they weren't expecting such a good version of Origin to come out on the pitch here today, because they look like they're struggling a little bit with dealing with this pressure.
Yeah, they probably came into the series expecting the same thing as everybody else did. Origin to be off slow, you know, it take a couple games to get rolling, and they could just, you know, get a quick, easy 2-0 lead, and then cruise to an eventual 2 more wins, and just take a championship. But that is not the case. And I gotta say, it's probably all on Lightning God right now. He is making the difference for this team. JT and Parallax are doing a great job of filling their roles as they've done all season, but it's Lightning God taking that extra step forward and being that difference maker and pushing his team to hopefully a match point or a championship point if they can close this 2-0 lead out. And as being a former teammate of Lightning, I love to see a guy like this succeed, and he is proving all the haters wrong. He's proving me wrong. I always said he was a defensive player. That is not how it's looking right now, as he is just clamps on both sides of the field.
No, we are seeing what Lightning at his best offense looks like, and we might get to see some Parallax here as he 50s through and gets the 3-goal lead with the mind game. Every single player of this Origin roster is stepping up right now.
There's our long overdue Parallax moment right there. Not the flashiest of things, not a flip reset double. That's just a little fake out and finish it in the back of the net. One-on-one, I'm picking Parallax every day of the week. And Origin, they're looking scary. They're looking in championship form. They want it so bad. And Velocity this looks really shell-shocked right now.
Yeah, you know, it really feels like they're so close to getting some momentum going every time they're getting these goals, but they haven't been able to find these pass plays. They haven't been able to find these double touches that they usually are used to getting, and they won't even be able to find it. There is another opportunity. Passes them by. Now with a minute remaining, they have to be, you know, they have to be sweating a little bit. Going down, it looks like they might be going down to championship point, as Parallax won't be able to make that shot happen, but they already have so much security. And Velocity here, you know, they've tried multiple game plans, it seems like, They found a little bit of success in 2 different games, but overall, Origin has just looked like the better team.
Yeah, I completely agreed. I did not expect that coming in. I knew Origin, if they played their best, probably was the better team, but I did not expect them to play their best so early on and just ignore all nerves that a team is supposed to have for a championship. Because I don't think we're exactly seeing those nerves out of Velocity. They just look like they weren't as game planned and prepared for the Origin team they're seeing right now. And a lot of these shots are so pointless, and we're still yet to see a single passing attempt. And you can see his parallax just breaks some more axles, and he's just adding up the tally of souls taken.
And another dribble play coming
Oh,
out from Parallax gets it past the last defender. At this point, they don't even need another goal, but Parallax is going to take it there. And now 4-0. That's the kind of dominant performance you want to get the momentum to win the next game and in turn win the championship. And Origin are so close to this now, Magic. They could be going back to back, one redacted win from season one. One real and very convincing win in season 4, and they might be on their way to taking another win here. Just one more game, and on the other side of things, Velocity, they have to go back to the drawing board. You have to think they have to take a timeout here. But what exactly do they try to implement to change things up here?
well, they do take the timeout, and I do think that is the correct call. And it's got to be one. It's multiple things, but it's got to be passing plays. Origin is putting one guy front post, one guy back post, and if you're just gonna shoot the ball on net, that is exactly what a rotational team like Origin wants to have happen. And that's why Velocity is not finding the back of the net at all. They're completely shut out in a lot of these games. And I mean, if Origin's getting 4 goals with a defensive team and for the way they play, you're doing something wrong. And I mean, I don't think I've seen a demo in probably 3 games from Velocity, at least, maybe even both teams. But Origin, they don't have to go for demos. Whatever they're doing is working. And when Lightning's playing as good as he is, and he still ends up at the bottom of the scoreboard for Origin, I mean, what can you do? And I want to see Oinko step up. He's so good, and he's been the difference maker for a lot of these games this season. As we are gonna have a quick server reset, maybe that's the fix to ask for a reset to throw off Origin, throw off their momentum a little bit. But hopefully, we do see a change in pace and velocity because right now they're trying too hard to just sit back on defense and wait for a mistake. And Origin, they're not gonna make any mistakes.
Yeah, well, you call them a defensive team, but I'm pretty sure they just spent 4 minutes and 45 seconds in Velocity's side of the pitch, and they really look like they are just walking all over them right now. Velocity, if I had any advice to give them, it would be to start taking some of those players off of the field. Go for some demos, go for those boost steals, try to mix things up, because right now Origin is so comfortable in this game that they're playing, and they are just taking complete control. Velocity is hardly getting a chance to breathe. They're getting suffocated over there. And we know that that's exactly what Origin's game plan is. And so far it's working. Velocity has to try to answer back and has to answer back soon here.
Yeah, and I think their key to success is kind of both of our thoughts put together. They got to steal corner boost and get to Origin to a point where they cannot really defend the backboard, and that's when you start attacking the backboard and let Vincel go to work. He's not going to miss if you give him the opportunity. And throw some bumps in there. Why not? You got to get physical. This team is such a physical team, Velocity, and they're not playing like that. They're kind of just letting Origin dictate the pace of play, and they're playing Origin's game, and that cannot be the case because if they drop this game, they're gone. Their incredible season means nothing, and Origin takes the chip. So Forbidden Temple might be the place where Origin punches another championship. It was 4-2 style just two seasons ago over Velocity, and they're looking to do another one here.
One game. One game to separate Origin from another championship, and one game for Velocity to prove that they deserve it and bring us to a game 7. Either way, there will be some shenanigans happening, I'm sure, but this is the decisive game here. Will Velocity rise up to the challenge, or will Origin be the ones to close it out? Let's find out as we get into the opening seconds here. Cottney looking to start a dribble off the side. Tries to find a pass middle, but no one really there. Oinko will be there eventually, and this shot will be open. Lightning able to make the defensive stop, and there just isn't a single ball in the net that this guy can't get to.
He's so good, and even when he's an offensive mastermind this series, he's still making the difference on defense. And if you can't get goals like that, I don't know what you're going to do for velocity, as that one has to sting. We finally do see a demo come out, and then opens up the net with another save, and you can guess the name of who made that save right there again.
And okay, to be fair, the attacker there, I forget who shot the ball. They did kind of hit it right at Lightning. But still, to have the reaction time, he was too far inside the net to save it. He had to backflip and barely make that critical touch. And now the game remains at a 0-0. If you're Velocity, you have to be getting frustrated from not scoring on these wide open opportunities. And Origin, this is a perfect time for them to strike and reclaim their dominance in the series. This one getting sent out. Vensel going for the demo.
Ooh.
We can see the Velocity team here getting much more aggressive, going for these demos, trying to take players out. Now Vensel will get a touch onto net. Not much coming from it, but Oinko hitting it off the post. Still, the defense of Origin is so ready for these plays, clearing everything effectively. That one sent over, but no shot opportunities present. That one could be, but Parallax instead gets it out. Now the counterattack opportunity. Lightning not able to get a shot on net. Has to hit it back. And this one will be sent through. Cottney gets one touch, looking for a second. Two players up from Origin, and this could be a huge opportunity for Velocity if they're able to get back. But Parallax going to get back before the Velocity offense. And now, Magic, you really feel like if Origin scores this first goal, it might just all be over.
Yeah, it might be lights out before it even gets going for Velocity. They call the timeout, and that's definitely the play. But they're looking the same pace that we saw them in the last few games. And it's really the rotational errors that they're having. They're giving so much time to Origin whenever they're on offense. Whenever it's the Velocity team trying to get something on offense, it's completely shut down. Origin's so quick to a lot of these midfield balls, and it's giving no room for the mechanical players of Velocity to get going. And that's got to be the change. You got to keep up with the pace with the Origin defense, and please go for a passing play before you don't have the chance to.
So far in this game, they've been doing a good job of keeping up with the Origin, but now it's time to take that one step further if you're Velocity. Try and create that one opportunity. Could be here as Cottney's sending it middle. That one's going to be a little bit too high, though. Vensel looking for the shot. Won't be able to get past Origin's defense. Oinko will keep the ball in play here. Looking for the bump on Lightning as well. Smart play to take him out of this one, and that one will go through. Parallax forced to make a side flip save, but it will go in regardless. Velocity finally get one on the scoreboard, and this is just what they need.
Yeah, and it was really at first a really good fake by JT to force Cottney to not go for the the mechanical aerial play like he would normally want to. He just takes it to the corner, but still gets dunked out either way. I mean, Parallax made a huge effort. It was an incredible save, but I think Lightning either got demoed or was just not able to get back in time. So Velocity finally, after like 5 games in a row, is going to score the first goal in this game. And that's another opportunity as the demos are starting to rain through for both teams.
And they almost get a second as Velocity starting to ramp up now. Getting more and more of these shots on target or nearby at least. Cottney looking to continue. Gets this one off the backboard. JT catches it. Gonna send that one away effectively in the demo. Should relieve a little bit of the offensive pressure that Velocity's been building up. Cottney's going to send it right back in. Now JT sending it clear. Cut off in the midfield there. And sent once again into the zone of Origin. Velocity really ramping up the offense here, and you feel like that is working out for them so far. They're not really allowing Origin to get much going on offense themselves. This Lightning will try to change that, trying to get it past, but no one there. JT gets it through. Lightning might be able to take the shot, but he's going to hit just a little bit too high. Now JT with the fake, and that one's just going to float in. A Forbidden Temple goal indeed, and Origin ties it up.
It would normally be Parallax getting these types of goals, but JT's like, oh, Lightning, you get one too. As we'll call it calculated. I think it was because he knew there's no way he hits that angle. It just gets saved if he even hits it. And that's the type of goals that Origin's going to take every day of the week, because they got to keep up with Velocity if they start to ramp up the pressure like they are right now.
So far they have Parallax with the backflip in net, and immediately Origin loses the equality that they just gained. Unfortunate, as Parallax in a little bit of an awkward position and just can't get to that one.
But to be fair, I mean, if you think about it this way, that last goal that Origin got, if you take that away, that's a 2-0 lead for Velocity. So, I mean, if you're Origin, you're happy you got that freebie off that fake, because a double tap attempt from Lightning will not find the back of the net. And that's a lot of players upfield for Origin. They might get punished with the double demo, or at least one will relieve the pressure.
And now only 16 seconds, 15 seconds if Origin wants to win the championship in this one game. He's looking for the pass.
Oh,
Lightning can't quite find it, but the shot's still possible. 5 seconds, and they need to find some sort of offense here. Velocity is holding strong. It looks like we will be going to a game 7. Hold up. Game's not over quite yet.
JT?
Let me interrupt myself as JT game this one off. Cottony should deal with it, but Lightning also trying to keep the sun up. Gets the perfect touch to the side, gets the pass middle,
Oh
but no
no.
one there for the shot. And Velocity will bring us to 7 games. We wouldn't have it any other way. And well, this just feels way too scripted. What is this?
That's what I was about to say. I might need that. Might need Jaegers to email me that script real quick because I think we might have 5 game 7s for y'all tonight. Because I mean, that first match, I mean, that was believable. You know, those two close teams, but I mean, these are two close teams too. But Origin, they look like they had it, but it will slip away in Velocity. They're a great team, and they're gonna prove it as we do head to Champions Field with a championship title on the line. All the hard work, all the incredible regular seasons that these teams had, it means nothing if you cannot close it out on the biggest stage with everybody watching. And if I'm looking at one player to do it for Origin, and it's got to be Lightning God. He's done it all series long, and if he can close it out here for Origin and get them their second title, just retire his number. I'm not sure that's a thing in Rocket League, but you get the point.
Retire his boost or
Yes,
something.
the
Retire the
clown
clown
car,
car.
clown
Yeah,
car.
yeah. And I believe it was Speed who predicted the game 7 overtime. So
Yep,
we'll
that's
see
true.
if
Yep.
his prediction rings true. So far, it's looking pretty good. But still, 5 minutes of Rocket League left to be played. Origin and Velocity, whoever wins this game will take the chip, and they will take all of the glory. There's nothing more to be said as this one going to go through. Venzel going to look for a shot off the bat. JT sending that one away, and will be sent up the same wall. JT not with the best touch up. Parallax has to get something here. Does well. Get that one slightly cleared. Akani sending it right back, and Velocity. You know, Magic, you have to feel like Origin can't afford to let Velocity ramp up that offense once again. We know that Origin's defense is near impenetrable, but it is
Oh
penetrable,
my
and we can see
gosh!
there as Venzel with the ridiculous angle to open the scoring in Game 7.
And my critiques have been, attack the backboard because Origin is not defending it, but they've been having 2 players on backboard, and they still can't save the ball in the midair. As Venzel, he's so precise with his shooting when it's in the air, and Velocity striking first for back-to-back games, and maybe that's the key to success to get rolling early.
We all know as Parallax with the ceiling pinch off the side. But Velocity, they did score first, but still plenty of time left in the game, excuse me. Only 1 game left in the series. And Origin, they can strike back. Certainly not out of this by any means. Lightning will try to get this one through, but a shot opportunity. That one's going to be good,
Oh
and
my
JT
god.
can't get there. Venzel's shooting is really showing up in Game 7.
And I called on Lightning God for Origin, but I was, without even saying it, I was obviously saying Vincel for Velocity. I've been saying it all series. This is the guy. He is the shooter, and he gets pretty much all their goals. I think he might have all their goals, to be honest with you. I'm not too sure, but it seems like every single time a Velocity gets off to a hot start, it's off the back of Vincel, and he does another one and he gets Velocity a 2-0 lead here in Game 7.
Already 2 goals to their name. It's not over quite yet, and they still have to prevent Origin from finding anything. 4 minutes to go. This one sent awkward. JT gonna hit off the backboard, and the
Ooh,
miss from
whiff.
Cottony. Lightning with the shot, and they find one back. Game 7, so crucial to get that shot early, and Lightning, you talked about him as well. He's showing up here as well.
And a little bit of a rubber band. It was a great attempt off the backboard, but he's not able to reach it. And Lightning is pretty much Vincel versus Lightning at this point. I mean, the players around them are doing their part, but it seems like every time there's a goal, there's 2 names that flash on your screen. And right now, Vincel's up 2-1 in that scoreboard. We'll see if Lightning can get it back the other way and tie it up.
Might just be a matter of time as this one going high off the crossbar. Parallax not able to get there. Now dangerous for Origin as they have to rush back. Getting starved in their half, and Lightning not able to get the clear out. JT will try. Parallax forced to make a save. Routine one, but still nerve-wracking. Is that
Oh
one going
my
to bounce
gosh,
off the
dude.
post and in? And Venzel, he is just not missing. Struggled a little bit with accuracy earlier, but not anymore.
You can turn off the stream. You can pretty much, or turn off the like minimize the stream, and you can pretty much assume if a goal is scored, you can probably guess who the names are. Because right now, Vincel is doing everything for this team. Cotney is such a rock on defense. Oinko is getting all the midfield pressure with the passes, and Vincel is just slotting every chance he gets. Origin, they've been so solid all season when it comes to these late series games, but right now, Velocity is looking like the season pros.
And there's only 3 minutes for them to prove that they are the champions. They just have to hold on to this lead, but easier said than done, especially against a team like Origin, as JT gonna 50 this one through. Parallax finding the follow-up, gonna look for the shot, but it won't be quite fast or high enough. This one will be sent back into Origin's half. Lightning gets another touch off the sidewall. It's not the touches we want to see.
Oh,
Can't
the
afford to be
Bruno?
doing that, and
Oh,
Cotney
no.
coming through. Someone other than Wenzel scores, and Velocity looking to take this chip.
Well, to be fair, it was off the back of a demo and a pass from Vincel. I mean, he's got to spread the wealth. You know, everybody has to eat around here. And Velocity, they're a team effort. Everybody's contributing. And Origin backs against the walls. Do they have one last final stand to sneak 3 goals out of nowhere and keep their seasons alive? As Vincel is trying to get another one, and they need to get off of defense right here.
And there is that defense we've come to expect from Origin, clutching up, but will it be enough? 2 minutes, and they still have to score 3 goals to even tie the game. They're going to try their very best. As Lightning getting it through the pass. It won't be a shot, though. Not quite on target. Origin trying desperately to keep this one in the offensive zone, but Wenzel taking it through, looking for the air dribble, trying to take it all the way. Lightning going to hit off his own crossbar. We'll send it clear. Will be Lightning again, trying to get the shot, but nothing able to be made for
Oh my
Origin.
gosh, no
Wenzel
way.
looking for the flip reset. Cotney with the shot. Just barely passed out by Parallax, and this could be an opportunity for Origin. But Parallax just takes a little bit too long. Now here comes JT looking for the
Oh,
shot
they
on net, and that one will
slotted.
go in. Still life for this Origin team as they bring it within 2.
I think Velocity might have just got a message from Speed Demon. You know, might need to push this game back to OT because this is not how the script was written. And JT is down with that plan. He slots that. But really, that was just a great shot, and a lot of people in net, but a better shot. And it keeps Origins really their hopes alive because it was starting to get grim for a while there.
And still, only 2 goals away, but the clock is ticking. They have to find these goals fast. Also have to avoid conceding. So many factors to watch out for if you are this Origin team, but that's a nice beat there by Lightning to get past one. The ball will be sent center. Wenzel with a huge clear, though, already turning this defense into an offensive attack, trying to get it center. That one
Oh
going to go
my
through, and
god.
Oinko sends it through. Now 5-2, and every time it looks like Origin is going to get something going, they just get scored on once again.
Yeah, not to spoil the award show for Finals MVP of Prospect, but I think we already know who's gonna take that home because Vincel every time it's in the back of the net. We know one name is at the bottom of all the chaos for Origin, and he gets another pass, dumps it off to Oinko, and now everybody has eaten, and Origin now it's looking really grim.
And it's still not mathematically impossible, but it is so hard. Parallax trying to find the shot through, but he won't be able to. And now with less than a minute left, Lightning can't get it centered. And it looks like the season just might be all wrapped up as Velocity playing a phenomenal Game 7 here. I mean, you really can't ask for a better performance. It seemed like they saved all of their best shots for this last-ditch Game 7 run, but they come out on top, finally getting their revenge on Origin from Season 4, and what a way to do it.
Yeah, and this was really most impressive win I've seen from them all season long in the sense that they had their backs against the wall with everybody watching, all the pressure, but they did not care. They stepped up to the plate, and to give some credit to Cotney and Oinko, they did exactly what they had to do in this game. They understood that if you set up Vincel for the shooting, everything's going to fall into place. And Velocity, they come back from being down in the series, and they will take the Grand Finals championship win. And what a season, and what a way for Velocity to close it out.
And Velocity are your Season 6 Prospect League champions. There is no debate anymore. They have come, they have conquered, and they have taken down Origin, albeit in one of the closest series. I mean, it's hard to even say whether Frost and Spitfires or this series was closer. But either way, Velocity will take it home. And as we are a little bit behind schedule, unfortunately, no time for no time for any interviews or buffering. We gotta get right into the next ones. We've got another banger of a matchup for you guys as Venom's gonna take on Orbit. We'll see if we can get a third game 7 in a row. I mean, that's just way too scripted, but it still might happen. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Stick around for these next games as we still got 3 more grand finals to go. Thanks for casting with me, Magic. As always, it's
Sure.
been a grand time. And
Yes,
we'll
sir. It's
catch you
fun.
guys right after this short break.